maximize LinkedIn to get leads for your business. Okay. On Monday, we talked about, well, first of all, why LinkedIn, right? So 575 million people are on LinkedIn, and 260 million of them are actually active users. Let me mute my YouTube channel. And 73% of people would actually choose to keep their LinkedIn profile over their resume, because when you think about it, your resume is, just a piece of paper, right? But if you are on LinkedIn, now your resume is being viewed by 575 million people. So that is a lot of opportunities. So on Monday, we talked about how to set up your profile for success. And if you missed any of the replays, you can definitely go back on my YouTube channel. There is a playlist there, how to maximize LinkedIn. You can also go to LinkedIn and my profile where I am live every single day. Okay, so on Tuesday, we talked about how to write articles to create engagement and organic traffic. So I not only taught you how to write the article on LinkedIn, but I showed you how to, promote it so that you can continuously keep getting traffic back to those articles. Okay. You definitely don't want to write it once and then just forget all about it. You want to use that continuously to get leads. And then today, we're going to actually talk about how to use Sales Navigator to find targeted leads. If you don't know anything about Sales Navigator, it is a software that is created by LinkedIn to help you use LinkedIn to make targeted business connections. Okay. And then tomorrow, we're going to talk about how to create an automated follow-up process for your leads. Okay. We're actually going to create a leads list today on Sales Navigator. And then I'm going to show you how to actually use an automated system to follow up with those leads. Okay. And then, of course, on Friday is our Q&A session. If you are a member, you can join inside the dashboard. You can join me in the Zoom meeting and ask any of your questions. If you are, whether you want to learn with us, work with us, or hire us, we have everything that you need to start and scale your business online, from tools to training to a reliable team that you can hire if you'd rather outsource. Just visit bridgetbartlett.com to choose the best plan for you. So let's get started on today's training. Okay, so welcome back. I do want to say hello to Val and Maria. Thank you, Val. I appreciate it. Frankie, hello. Hello, Linwood. So first of all, let's get down to what's really important, right? The costs. I mean, how much is Sales Navigator? You're going to see all the beautiful things about Sales Navigator, but I am not an affiliate in any way, so I benefit not at all from sharing this information with you, but I always say that my goal is to show you what the options are, and then you can decide what is best for you, okay? How you want to network and which tools you want to use. So with Sales Navigator, you do have the annual plan, which makes, most people really just need the core plan here. But if you are, a company, you have multiple salespeople, you may want to check out some of these other options here. But most people, 99% of people will just need this plan. If you do decide to go monthly, you can toggle this over here, and it is $99.99. Okay. Now, I will say that if you go to my website, if you go to bridgetbartlett.com, which actually, let me show you here, bridgetbartlett.com, and you message me here, okay, just ask me for the LinkedIn or the Sales Navigator trial, because I can actually, if we are connections on LinkedIn, I can actually refer you. I only have 9 left because you only get 10, but I can actually refer you to Sales Navigator, and typically you only get a 30-day trial, but if I refer you, then you can get a 2-month trial. So if you are serious about using LinkedIn, definitely message me at bridgetbartlett.com. Ask for a referral, and then I will hook you up with a 2-month trial. Okay, so that is 2 months totally free. You don't have to pay for anything, and see if LinkedIn is a good fit for you, or Sales Navigator rather, is a good fit for you. Okay, so we are on my LinkedIn profile right now, and I just wanted to show you some of the free options for searching for clients without actually using Sales Navigator. So let's say that I wanted to search for, let's say lawyers. Okay, so typically I would search the term lawyers, and it's going to search it out. Okay, well, apparently there are no lawyers on LinkedIn right now. Okay, here we go. So when you search the term lawyers, okay, now this is just free LinkedIn. This is not Sales Navigator. Okay, now you can search. Do I want to look for people that are lawyers, companies that have. Now, remember too that when you're searching everything with LinkedIn, okay? You're searching for maybe somebody posted and they said, I hate lawyers. Then that would be, a post, right? But it's going to pull up everything. So when you're just looking for, these random titles or whatever, it's going to pull up everything, okay? So maybe we just want to search for people who are lawyers, but maybe we have a specific, because you can see there are over 1 million. Okay, now LinkedIn is not a platform that is designed for spamming. Okay, LinkedIn is a platform that gives you all the information that you need about business owners, and it's up to you to decide who is your target customer. Now, the goal on social media, which is why LinkedIn stands out so much better, is because you want to build those relationships. Okay, it's kind of what we're trained to do on Facebook, except if you're a B2B agency or your client is a business person, LinkedIn is going to be definitely your best bet because you have a much better way of organizing. Usually like people always think they need to go to Facebook, and then you have all of these spammers and all these people messaging, and there's really no good way to organize them or really tell, what their business expertise is and all that. And you do have all of this available information here. Okay. So if I was looking for people who are lawyers, you see here that I have associate attorney at this place here. Well, obviously that is not, this may not be my target customer. Maybe I want to know, how long have they been a lawyer? Are they the owner of the law firm? These are all questions that I don't really have. I don't have the answers to. Now you can come up here and click all filters, and you can search lawyers by your first, second, and third connection. Okay, now we did talk about this a little bit before. Your first connection are people who you or they have sent you a connection request, and it's kind of like Facebook. They're your friend now. So they're basically like your friends, okay? They're connections with you. Second and third requests are kind of like what Facebook would call mutual friends, okay? So they're not really, maybe they're not people that you have connections with, but they're connections of connections. And then third connections would be connections of your connections. Okay. Of course, you can add a connection here. You can search by location. You can search by the current company that they're in, or the past company. Like maybe you have an offer just for like Google employees or something like that. You can definitely search through here, but there really and there really are honestly a lot of things that you can search for on the free plan. But when it comes to really narrowing down your niche, one thing that this doesn't tell you is how long have they been on LinkedIn. You would have to actually go through each thing to see how long have they been in business. What is their company role, right? Are they the manager? Are they the CEO? Are they the the janitor of the company? You don't really know any of these things. When did they create their LinkedIn account? These are things that you don't know here. Okay, so this is really where Sales Navigator comes into play. Okay, now Sales Navigator, they actually just redesigned this like literally within the last couple days. So I'm definitely still getting used to this as well. But just to break this down to you, on your homepage here, you have all of the leads that you've put in a list. Okay, so it's basically updating you and saying, like this person here, they were in a list, and they shared a post here. So this is great because you can go and comment on this post. Okay, instead of like just going all down your timeline and all these people who have maybe sent you connection requests, but they're not really your target customer or client. This is a great way of being able to go through and make sure that you are responding and spending your time wisely by responding to people that are actually in your leads navigator or your sales navigator list. Okay. So these people are in a list and I want to respond to them. I want to interact with them. I want to maybe say, hey, great post or whatever. If I want to look on their profile, I can click here to view, and this makes it really easy because it just opens in the same tab. So if I did want to respond, like let's see, clear concise message for emerging and established leaders, how does your leadership style encourage customer? Okay, so I don't know if this person actually wrote this article or they're just sharing it, but I could say thanks for sharing, great info, and then I want to put her name, so Helen. Okay, and then I'm going to post my comment. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and like, because what's going to happen is now Helen is going to, and if you're watching this, Helen, hello. So if you so I comment here. Okay. So what Helen can see is that not only did I like her post, and you can see only 3 people like it. So she's going to get notified that I liked her post and I also commented. Okay. Now, the cool thing and what I was telling you about this, why this headline is so important in your profile is because anyone who comments here on Helen's post, they're going to see that I commented and they're going to see that I am live on LinkedIn daily at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's a little lead in of what I talk about: online marketing, sales, and automation. Okay, so I'm saying, hey, thanks for sharing. Okay, so that's my engagement with Helen. Okay, now if I did want to look a little bit deeper into Helen, or maybe I decided, hey, she is the perfect fit for me, I could flag her here. You can also see I can remove the alert if I don't want alerts like this. I can unsave her if I decide, hey, she's really not a great fit for me. I can go ahead and take her from my list. And then I can also turn off the alert here. Okay. Now, if I did want to view a little bit more about her, I could click here on her profile. And this is in Sales Navigator. So we get a little bit more information than, or actually a lot more information than what her typical profile would look like. Okay. So if I look up Helen on LinkedIn, let's see, let's see what her account would say. Okay, so here is her, and we'll view her full profile. So this is the information that I would get about Helen on her LinkedIn profile. But you can see here that I can actually see some different information. Now, if she was a first connection, I would actually be able to see her contact information, okay, because she doesn't have any here. She is not a first connection of mine, but you can click here to message. Okay, now if Helen was if she was a premium member, meaning she had a Sales Navigator account, she would have a little symbol here that said, LinkedIn, it's indicator that she's a premium member. And with premium members, which is really cool because like with mine, I have it set up since I'm a premium member. I have it set up to where people can message me and it doesn't take one of these in-mail credits. Okay. You can message me even if we're not a connection. Okay. It's totally open to public, which is why it's another benefit, okay? Because when you have these in-mail credits, you get 50 a month. So I can send, even though I don't have Helen's email address, I can still send her an in-mail, which will show up in the messaging tab here. So if I click messaging, then it will show here. So if I did message Helen and she clicked on her messaging tab, she would see a message from me, even though she's not my first connection, okay? It says, Maria says, are you adding the names to Sales Navigator or are the names added automatically? The names, I'm going to show you here in just a second how we can do a search. I just wanted to show you like what you can do with the search and why it's so important. And it helps you kind of figure out what do you want to put in your search? How do you want to narrow this down? Now, one really, really cool thing is I use Sendspark, okay, and I've talked about Sendspark a lot. Sendspark is just it's kind of like Loom or something like that, but with Sendspark, you actually have the ability to just click here and it will send like your video, recorder will pop up and you can do a very quick personal message. And you guys, those I understand that some people are so nervous about being on video and all of this, and this isn't going to be seen to the public. But even just making a video, it will show, like as the link is shared in the message, it will show the thumbnail, which you can customize inside Sendspark as well. You can brand it. You could have your video, and then you could have a button at the bottom where they can book an appointment if you want to. Lots of really cool things that you can do with that. But what this does is if she opens this message, okay, she's going to see a video of me and I'm going to say, hey, Helen, I saw that you are a coach. I'm definitely going to go over her profile information because I want to be thoughtful. All right. This is how you get people to actually respond to you. Okay. So I would say, hey, Helen, just says she's a servant leader in the business coaching, consulting, training, emerging talent, and teams to enjoy success and dream fulfillment. So I would want to bring up these things in this video of me talking about Helen, like, hey, I saw that you're interested in this and da 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 da, right? I would love for you to send me a connection request. We may be able to help each other, however you want to say that. Now, one of the cool things here too is maybe Helen didn't respond, or maybe I noticed something in her profile that I thought she would be a good fit for. I can go ahead and add notes here. And then anytime that I pull up Helen's account, I will see my notes. Okay. So that's great if you're working with a team, but it's also great just to remind you, because if you're doing this a lot, you want to remember, like, hey, how did I think that I could help Helen? Because if I'm looking at her website and I'm, looking at all the ways that I could help Helen improve her business, then I could just make notes here and then move on. It's also great if you're adding notes and then you're doing that recorded video. You could maybe say, website could improve by, adding headline, or maybe I want to say, uh, no way for leads to contact her. All these things that I would want to bring up to her. I could add notes here. Okay, so I'm actually going to cancel this because I don't know any of those things to be true. Now, another cool thing about this area here is that it's showing highlights right now, but it will tell you like mutual connections. Okay, when you're making your connections on LinkedIn. One of the best ways to get connections, and speaking of connections, you only get 100 per week. So that's why doing all of this research ahead of time will make you more efficient. And maybe, especially tomorrow, when I show you how to really automate a lot of these things, there's going to be a lot of you, I already know, who are going to do exactly what I say to do. And then you're going to spam the crap out of people. And then you're not going to get very good qualified leads. But if you do the work ahead of time, then when you put in the automation feature, then it's really going to be productive for you. Okay. So if I did have another connection with Helen, I would say here, and then I could contact that person and say, hey, I would love if you'd connect me with one of your connections. And now you're making actually two connections because you are contacting another person who you're already connected with to connect you with someone else. So you're actually building out this whole, your whole network of connections and relationships by doing that. Okay. A lot of the people who have, very expensive courses on LinkedIn will tell you this is by far the best way to make connections. Okay. You can also see if this person has a manager. So if you're looking for a decision maker, someone that you can contact about the marketing or whatever it may be, they're going to have their manager here. Now, if you, this leads me to believe that she is probably her own boss, and so she does not have a manager. But if she did have a manager, I may want to connect with that person as well. Okay, so lots of information here to get you started so that you could make this connection. Okay. You can also scroll down here to see leads similar to Helen. So if she was a great fit for my business, maybe I want to save these leads as well, and then follow up with them. Okay, so lots of opportunities. So let's go back now and let's talk about how to actually create these lists, because I know Maria is super excited about it. I'm getting ready to show you. Okay, so when you have the accounts list, okay, now the accounts are going to be company pages, okay? A lot of your leads, a lot of the leads that you're going to interact with are really, you want to contact the personal profile, okay? Because you're really, I mean, how would you feel if you got a message from Bridget Bartlett or you got a message from Vision Marketing and Design? Are you going to be, which one would you be more likely to respond to? Okay. Definitely, account list is a great way of getting the leads list from the account. So maybe you have a specific company that you feel like could really benefit from your services, and you want to look at the accounts list, add them to your list here. And then you can go and then look up the leads list. And I don't want to go too deep into all these different strategies, but there are so many of them. That's why there are entire courses created on Sales Navigator. Okay, so let's go to the leads list now. And let's say that we want to look up, we're going to create a new list. Okay, so I'm just going to call this training, and we'll create our list. Okay, so now I have this training list. And now I want to do a search. Okay, so I'm going to click here to look at all filters. And this is the part that has changed. So if you have used LinkedIn before, it's going to look totally different. So now, since we're going to look for leads, meaning we're going to look for individual people, we're going to choose this list here. Now, if we were going to look for company pages, then we would want to look for account. Okay. Real quickly before I go into the leads, because it's much more in detail, if you see on the account, you can get really specific, and you also see that this is a much more detailed search than just searching for free. Okay, we can actually look for the annual revenue of a business, the company headcount, growth. So if their business is growing leaps and bounds, we can actually tell that. The department headcount, all of these things. Okay, we can really narrow down the search of our specific client that we're looking for. But the leads, definitely, that's what most people are going to use. Like I said, even if you use accounts, you're going to use the accounts to get to the leads. That's why there's a lot more options here. Okay. So let's do, if we wanted to look for a certain company or whatever, we could type that in here. But what most of us are going to do is maybe look for company headcount. Okay. Now, for my agency, what my target client is self-employed business owners, or like 1 to 10 employees. Okay. Because I actually prefer to work with, people who are just starting a business, or people who are looking to scale their business. Okay. This is my target client because that's just what I prefer to work with. I love to provide budget-friendly solutions to entrepreneurs who are just getting started, or struggling local business owners. I just love that. That's my thing. So I want to narrow my search, and I want to say all self-employed, and then 1 to 10. Now, maybe you're an established agency and you just really love working with the high-ticket clients and all of that, and then you can choose maybe the 1,000 to 5,000 if you wanted to. But you also do have to consider, if you're choosing companies with these headcounts here, there's going to be a lot more red tape and things like that you have to go through to actually get to the sale. Okay, you're going to have to hunt down the decision makers and things like that. It's a lot more complicated. So if you're if you're just starting out, maybe in an agency looking for a couple clients, you really want to start with self-employed or 1 to 10 people in the company. You can choose the company type, which I'm not really going to focus on. Company headquarters. If you want to choose maybe only companies in North America or the United States, all you need to do is click include. If you want to make sure to exclude, like maybe you wanted all of them except for like maybe I just do not want to work with anyone in New York, I could exclude them. Or maybe if I am really looking for for a very specific place. Maybe I want to type in like Carmel, Indiana. Let's see if it allows me to be that specific. Yeah, I could choose that here. But maybe there's like a place near Carmel that I definitely like, maybe Fortville. And I definitely want to make sure that we're not bringing anyone from Fortville into the search. Then I can exclude them. Okay. And you can see here that it turns it red, just to let you know. You also know that as we're choosing these options here, that every selection that we make over here is going to narrow down this search, okay? Now, really a great list, and you'll understand more tomorrow why that I'm going to say this, but a great list would be 100 people to start out with, okay? 100 very targeted leads. So right now, with what we have here, we have 10 million search results, 10 million plus, okay? That's a lot of people to search through, to narrow down, and they're likely a teeny tiny percentage that is actually your target customer. Okay. And this is why all of these options to narrow down the search are really important. Now, what a lot of people do is they come down here to keyword and post, and they do what I just showed you how to do, where they type in lawyers, and then they're going to get all the lawyers pulled up here, and there's going to be lots and lots and lots and lots and lots. Okay. But they may be like an associate lawyer, or they may be, part of a large law firm or something like that. And what we want to do is we want to narrow it down. So if I'm looking specifically for lawyers, maybe I want to type in lawyer, and then I can include in the job title instead of the search, okay? Because if we're searching keywords, just like in this part here, if we're searching keywords, it's going to pull in everything. So maybe it, like I said, if they created a post that said I hate lawyers, then their profile is going to show up here, okay? So this is why being very specific in your search is really important, okay? And when you're searching job title lawyers instead of the keywords, then you're actually looking for people who have lawyer in their title here, okay? So if we wanted to search lawyers, we could do that there. Now we can look for seniority if we want to, and scroll down here. Like maybe we wanted to choose owner. So now we're narrowing down dramatically our search. We're already at 714. Okay, so that's a lot better than 10 plus million. Okay, how many years in their current company? Maybe we want to choose, and you don't have to select all of these. You don't have to go through and pick, something from each individual thing. I just wanted to explain to you what they're all used for, so that you can start thinking about how you would want to implement that in your business, okay? So maybe if I am looking for startups, okay, so lawyers who maybe just graduated college and they're maybe starting their own law firm or something like that, maybe less than a year. Okay, maybe I want to choose that. And then you can see now we're down to 28 results. Okay, so we have really narrowed down our search. All of these lawyers here should be self-employed or have employees in their company, 1 to 10. In the United States, they all have the job title of lawyer. They're all owners, and they have been in their current company for less than a year. Okay. You can also scroll down here for activities and shared experiences. And this is one of the absolute best parts of Sales Navigator is you can actually choose the people who have had, who have basically shared experiences with you, or my favorite one, posted on LinkedIn in the last 30 days. Okay. There's no reason, if you only get 50 of those in-mail credits, there's no reason why you would want to send them to someone who hasn't even been on LinkedIn in the past 30 days. Okay. So I'm going to click that, and already you can see now I've really narrowed down my search to 12 results. Okay. If I did the free version here, I would have 10 plus million. But since I'm using Sales Navigator, I have 12 very targeted results. Okay. Let's see, you could scroll through here and you could choose, like, maybe I only want to contact the people that I am, that I have a first connection with. So if I click that here, you can see I have 0 first connections. All right. And it does say here that I do have a group in common with one of them. And the 12 of them, yes, are my third degree connections. So if I click on third degree connections, now I can look on this person's profile here, and I can see um, it says I don't share any, which is weird. I don't know why it's saying that I don't share any connections. Maybe because it's a third connection is why. But if I wanted to click on there, I could, contact them or whatever, right? So I could click, like, let's say that I don't have a second degree connection. So I can't have someone introduce me, but I could send a message here and say, whatever, and then create my video. If he was a premium member, I would be able to message, and then it would not count um, against my in-mail credits. But I could also send a connection request. Okay, so if I send a connection request, I have the opportunity to type in a message here. And what this is going to do is show up in his notifications. You have a connection request, and it's going to have me and my name, just like his picture and name. Okay. But what I want to do is type in something that will give him a benefit. One, I want to introduce myself and say what I do, but also I want to give him a benefit for connecting with me without being spammy. So what I like to do is say, hi, Ryan. Let's see here. It says that, let's see, he has dad of 2 awesome boys, husband to a rock star wife, attorney helping families and small businesses solve problems and plan for the future. I'm an estate planning, elder law, and corporate attorney practicing in New Jersey and New York, and I've worked with law firms. Okay, so I see that you are an estate planner working with small businesses. I would love to connect with you and uh, see how we can help each other. Okay, so maybe I want to say something like that. If it was another business, like maybe a coach or something like that, I would comment and say, "Hey, if you're interested, I do live training on my profile Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'd love to connect," or something like that, right? So then I would send him this invitation, and then he will get notified. Now, what I just did, I only get 100 of those a week. Okay, so that's why it's really important to make sure that you're using those to the best of your ability. Now, maybe I want to add a note here and then say sent connection request on 022322. Okay, and then done. That will remind myself of what I did. Okay, so now I can go back to my search, and then I can save him, of course, to my list, and then I can choose what list I want to save it to. So I'll say training. Okay, so that's basically how you want to utilize Sales Navigator. Okay, so if I wanted to save, like, let's say, I looked through all of this list, I want to save all of these, I can click select all, and then I can save to my training list. Okay, so now when I go back to my leads list and click here, I have all of these people specifically. Now they will also show up like on my homepage with any alerts and things like that. Okay, so it makes it really easy for you to follow up and find. Now, I hope that I answered your question, Maria, about adding the names to Sales Navigator, because all of these, because Sales Navigator is connected or created by LinkedIn, they're linked together in the sense that you can send the connection requests and things like that within the same place. Now, this is LinkedIn, okay? And this is Sales Navigator. So it's something totally different. But if I go to my homepage here, let's see, or actually, let me look at this person here. Look at her profile. if I was to look here, I could view her information, which I love that she has a video there, but I could view her information in Sales Navigator. Okay, so if she was my connection and I'm like, oh, I want to check her out, then I could click there and then view in Sales Navigator. So it definitely is connected. And you'll see because she's my first connection request, now I have her email and I have her website. So I have her contact information. Okay, so if I wanted to add her to my CRM, I could do that. There are some CRMs that will directly connect to Sales Navigator. Ours does not, except the tool I'm going to show you tomorrow. We're going to take this list and then we're going to automate some of this process. And then you can actually use a webhook to send it somewhere else. But what I actually like to do is encourage them to give me their email address, and then I can add it to my CRM. And it's not a spammy thing because they've given it to me with the intention of me contacting them. So one of the ways that you can do that is, you send them a connection request, they accept, and then you say, hey, let's take this conversation, over email or whatever. That's just another strategy. But you can see here too that since she is my first connection, I can actually ask for an intro here. So if I wanted to connect with Daniel Huff, or if I wanted to connect with her, because I don't think we're connected actually. If I, okay, so I guess actually I'm not quite understanding this now. Since they changed this stuff, I'm not really sure. I don't know why it would be asking me for an intro. Maybe it's just connections that we have in common or something like that. But if I did want to get an introduction to her, I could ask one of these people here, and then I could click here to ask for an intro, and then I could message them and say, hey, I'm interested in connecting with Elizabeth Payne. Could you, give us a connection or something like that, right? So lots of options here. There also is the messaging feature, which I can't show because I do have messages in there. And then, of course, your admin feature here. Now, if I click referrals, this is what I was telling you guys. I've already sent one. So definitely let me know. Go to bridgetbartlett.com and in the little chat window and message me and let me know that you want one of these 2-month free trials of Sales Navigator. Like I said, totally free. But I only have 9 more left. So I guess once you get to 10, you're just done forever. And I'm happy to give it to you if you guys think that it will help you. If you're looking into Sales Navigator and you're not quite sure, 2 months is definitely a good time to try it out and see if it's a good solution for you. Okay, so that is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you all tomorrow when I'm going to show you how to take this leads list and then automate a lot of the follow-up process. You can actually create a system that will, like a post, they'll comment on a post and send a connection request and a message afterwards. All of these things can be automated, but I definitely encourage you to have this list of very targeted leads so that you can stay within the limits that LinkedIn allows you to be. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye.